Can you hear stuff now? Oh, there we go. No worries. Wow, that's part of the testers. I'm doing this on oh, there we go. I'm doing this on Pip's laptop. Yeah, so fun times, but yeah, so I'm up to there's like 18, 17 full bags out of this, and I've got I think I'm on bag 14. It's huge. Got hot in the garage too. It's going to be wicked when I'm done. I'm going to build. It's not going to be the only model I build. I'm going to build a few more. But this is just the first of the display cabinet. Did Tez tell you we reached 100,000 parts just last night? It was a pretty good one. I had a whole lot of stuff to get through. It was quite. I had to get through some fiddly little sets that I bought on clearance. But yeah, no, it was a slog, but we got there. We've got a fair bit done this week, to be honest. Thank you. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, it's been going good. We've got a few things that we're working on in the pipelines, as always. We're exploring a few new options as to what we do going forward and how we sell stuff, and looking at possibly exploring into doing the market thing on Saturdays and getting some stock for that and doing that sort of thing. I've been told that Waikana Market's probably not a go due to someone else doing it down there, so we'll be having a inquire into the Parapara Umu one, and also seeing what they like brick shows and stuff like that, and getting a foothold in there. Yeah, but overall it's been going pretty good. We've set aside some goals on what we want to achieve every week, while working to continue growing. And one of those things is listing 100 listings on Trade Me a week between minifigures, coloured bags, and stuff like that. So just putting a number on that sort of thing to quantify exactly how much we're doing, and also putting about 5,000 pieces in our Bricklink store to keep that moving forward. Just to keep things moving forward, because sometimes you can get quiet weeks, and it's hard to notice sometimes, especially in the summer. We tend to be quieter in the summer because it's freaking hot, like it's real hot in the garage here, and people tend to buy Lego less in the summer. But yeah, just working on the same old, same old. Christmas box is looking good to be out in time. Cheers, Stud Sidious. It's a pretty cool name. Yeah, it's there's a lot of detail in it. Yeah, don't know if I'll actually finish it today, just based on how long it's taken me to get to this point, and I know how much that's in front of me, because I've got to work out, as you know, Mitima, I've got to work out and do that. At 5:50, so I'll have to stop at some point, hopefully at a good stopping point. But at the very least, we'll get pretty close. Might have to come back home, have dinner, and then slog in for the last part and get it finished today or something. See how close we are. I do. I work out for well, I did a 40-minute session, so I go 30 minutes of actual workout and 10 minutes of warm up. So that's pretty good. Yeah, this is the biggest build I've ever done. Nothing even remotely close to this. Like I was saying a bit earlier, when another person asked when I was on the earlier stream, I was letting them know that I did a pirate set, which was, it's probably 1,300 odd pieces, but you don't get the huge satisfaction on finishing that such a build. It's a very basic build in comparison to this. There's a lot of detail to it. It's a consistent slog. There's no real easy parts. It's just such a massive build. It makes it all worthwhile once it's done, but it takes a lot of time. It's further in. Yeah, I haven't done too much in the way of mocks and stuff like that. It's something that I'll probably get into as time goes on, but so far it's been very much a case of the actual, a set that's already existing with a set of instructions. Yeah, I think eventually as time goes on, I'll probably go, oh yeah, well I want to do, with my kids, I want to put together something of a town, but I haven't quite got there yet. And they enjoy the hobby, so yeah, good way to spend time with them too. This is going on top in a minute after I've finished this last part of it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Do you do stuff for Lego specifically? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I didn't really grow up as a kid with Lego, so I've only dipped into this sort of thing since I've been selling it, and when my kids came along. But I really enjoy it. But there's definitely a lot that I've got to learn on how to do stuff. I'm not very creative when it comes to building my own designs. That's why I sort of favour something that's already existing. But it'd be cool to get to a point where it's like, oh yeah, I can build my own little designs. Oh wow, sounds pretty up there. It's always interesting because I've done a little bit of research into that sort of thing. It's always interesting hearing from people that actually have jobs and work with Lego to create some of the designs that they have. Because they have to come from somewhere. You have to imagine that you know, the creators of Lego didn't sort of sit in a room and decide on every single design. People are many brains. It's many different ways of looking at things and creating a design. So, oh yeah, yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. It's definitely a productive hobby. One of the nicer hobbies. Oh no, not there. Oh yeah, I forgot about Legoland. That's somewhere I've always wanted to go see. Probably put it on some sort of bucket list. Can't just sell Lego and get away with not going there. So, Oh, we're nearing the end of this bag. Yeah, I wanted to do the one of my next builds I want to do for the display is that Super Mario gaming console, the NES and the TV, which is something I've been looking forward to ever since it came out. So that'll be one of the next ones I hunt down. But yeah, it's quite cool seeing some of the designs where they go and supersize an idea or make those big massive mocks of characters and stuff from bits and pieces like Super Mario and like say Harry Potter. Yeah, those things are quite cool. You can get some really fine detail by going larger that you wouldn't necessarily see in the smaller sets, which makes it quite cool. You get some cool moving parts too, which is always a bit of fun. Yeah, go on there. Yeah, hopefully, well, I've been waiting out for it, so hopefully I like it as much as I think I will. I like I know there's a secret compartment there where you can see there's like a little level inside, so that's pretty cool too. Um, yeah, it's going to be a cool one to add to the collection. Still got to design the shelving that this is all going to go on, which is probably going to sit sort of in front of me there. But we'll see how we go. Oh yeah, so that's going to go there. Nope, run the other way. Boop, boop. Cheers. Yeah, no, it's yeah, I've seen a lot of reviews and stuff like that for it, so it's just made me want it even more, really. Initially, I didn't really do too much in the way of getting my own stuff. My kids, they always want to play with that sort of thing, so it's hard. It's quite hard. I did some reviews for Lego sets that already exist, and every time they'd come over and be like, "Oh, look at the new set that I built this week," and they'd ask, "What set did you build this week?" And then we'd go out and I'd show them, and they'd have a look, and they'd want to play with it. And it's like, oh, you know, I'm actually not going to play with this one. So it's always a funny one, trying to talk them off the ledge of playing with the bloody things. But it's one of those things that Lego is built for, which is playing it. All right, where are we? Where are we? So that's this piece. It's going to go in this way, and it's going to go towards the front. And I'm assuming, don't even want to assume, that this here is going to tuck over that there. Yep. It does click in. There we go. I felt that. Alright, so that must be the end of that bag. So, bag 15. Yeah, Voltron looks real cool. I've always liked the look of that set as well. That one's quite a hard one to find these days. Are you talking about these over here? No, there's a lot to this one. Yeah, so we run a Bricklink store, and all of these is rows of parts that we've accumulated over time. So yeah, they're all cabinets, each unit. So if you see right directly behind me, there's a 6x6 unit. Yeah, so that's what they are. Yeah, it took a lot to build that. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a wall on the other side of that, 5, and then behind me there's our U stuff, which is wall 6 and 7. So we've got seven separate walls. But yeah, it pays to be organised. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time hunting for parts when people buy them. A little bit of money involved buying it all, but it's definitely you spend money, you make money. Definitely, it's one of those things where you'd save all of that in time if you didn't have them. Yeah, some things for me, I find I can get particularly messy. There are certain aspects, even though it looks well organised now, there are certain aspects that sort of need better organising than others, and sometimes there can be quite a bit of mess around the garage. With Lego, there's hundreds of thousands of ways on how you can sort something, fortunately and unfortunately, and it can be very time consuming. Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. I wouldn't probably invest in this sort of setup if it wasn't for the fact that we had a Bricklink store. I think each unit cost us about $30, and there's 114 units. And then there's the stuff I bought another Bricklink store of someone who was finishing up, and I bought all his stack-ons and stuff like that. So there's all of his stuff behind me that houses our new stuff, and there's about 20 odd units of his ones, which is pretty good because we don't have too much used stuff. We sell used minifigures and used minifigure parts mainly as our used stuff. Yeah, we actually sell, because we've got a couple of stores. We sell used colors and bags on Trade Me, and they sell really well. And so when we buy used lots, we separate them into colors and then we chuck them in our Trade Me store. And yeah, that's that there. We've got, like, we have bins of they're under one of the walls over here, and it's just massive amounts of colors. And once every couple of weeks, we sort of go through the bin and restock our individual colors. So yeah, we've got that sort of stuff too. Yeah, I find actually when I am missing a part or something for whatever thing, because sometimes we build up sets to resell them as well. I find digging through the color bins are actually quite useful. Finding parts sometimes. Well, I wonder what this funky thing is. Yeah, well, it's taken probably about 3 years to get here. So and there's been definitely stuff that's been like, oh, we'll try this out, and it didn't work. So it's not as if there's hasn't been a serious amount of trial and error and failure in there to get to the point where it's at now. And I imagine, this time next year we'll have some, new different stuff. It's always evolving and getting better. So, but for now, it works really well. Yeah, yeah, fully agree. Um, we use, what is it? There's a piece of software. Sometimes it's good figuring out. Like, I know that mock designers, they can sit on the computer and just sort of mull out their design and do these bits and pieces. And for that, I don't think that would be for me. I have built some designs up using, I can't remember what it's called for the life of me, and I always forget what it is, but it's a software that Bricklink you use through Bricklink. I think it's called, oh, what is it? It's something else. Anyway, you've probably heard of it. You could probably know what the name I'm talking of anyway. But I couldn't do that when it comes to designing something myself, or at the very least, I want to sort of know where I'm going with the design by just playing around with the bricks myself before actually going, okay, well, this is how it's going to go. I'd much rather have a whole lot of bricks in front of me, build the design, and then create the instructions or create that and possibly work off that to fine tune a few things. Because it's one of those things you gotta really play with it if you want to figure out the perfect thing. Sometimes, often, when you're putting something together, you forget about parts if you're just doing something on the computer. Yep, yeah, I agree with that. Gravity is a bit of a pain, and I think for me personally, I know that I could get better at using it. Like it's a user issue as well. Like I personally don't have as much experience at using it as I would like, and I will get it over time. But yeah, it's always a funny one. Sometimes it sort of bugs out, and you're sitting there with this piece in midair, and it's quite funny. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's how I feel as well. Oh, I haven't seen it. That'd be quite cool. That sounds like a really cool idea. Yeah, we actually had a design. Oh, they've done the designs, um, releasing the new designs for fan made designs, and a guy here in New Zealand actually built the Kakapo, which was quite cool. Released, I think, the last one. Um, Yeah, the fan submissions. Yeah, I can't remember what the section's called as well, but yeah, there was a guy, Hayden, and we were sort of rooting for him on the fan. We've got a fan New Zealand fandom page, and we were rooting for him to get the design. And quite a few New Zealanders on the fandom page decided to purchase this design so that he would get in. And sure enough, he got a secure design. The actual design of it looks really cool. Something that I was interested in purchasing. I didn't end up purchasing it, but I sort of regretted a little bit because it's a really cool design. So it's something I might build in the future. Um, but yeah, or at least look out for it. But yeah, those fan made ones there, they can be really cool because you get heaps of brains. I imagine there's only so many brains that work on designs and stuff like that at Lego. So when you put it out to the public, you get these wicked cool ideas that they probably haven't even thought of, or even if they have looked into it, there's only a certain amount of things that they can build in a year. So I imagine some really cool designs get put off. Yeah, he's got some really cool work. He's actually purchased off us before, I believe, for parts, which was quite cool. I don't know whether it actually went into the Kakapo or not, but yeah, no, it's pretty cool. some serious creativity out there with some people. Was that the last one? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was a case of everything got approved and it all sort of went through willy-nilly, then I guess there'd be budgets blown out of the water with how difficult some of the designs would probably be to put together. You know, a budget would seriously come into it at some times. But I think Lego's done a really good job in the last just year or two on releasing a large amount of really nice stuff in a lot of themes, like on the fandom pages and stuff like that we look at. You know, it's huge compliments on even creator sets that you wouldn't often pick out. You know, that castle, we got a couple of them over there to part out. But yeah, it's there's some really cool work being done. The AT&T, the Star Wars set, I thought we were seeing the last of the really cool big collector Star Wars sets. The AT-AT is it's a massive thing. And you know, they had it out of the park again with that sort of thing. Yeah, it's just there's a lot. It's one of those things, they've obviously just leveled up and evolved, and they're just really hitting their stride, or they've changed a few bits and pieces in there with how they work. But this year and the last year has been really good. Of course, they had a couple of things that sort of fell flat on its face, but I think you're going to get, you know, like the video sets. We scooped up at least 70 sets of those. I'm going to make 2 of these. At least 70 of those sets on clearance, which was quite good, quite cheap. You're not always going to get everything that works out perfectly. Oh, I think I've gone too far. But yeah, I think overall they've done a very good job. And Sesame Street set, Winnie the Pooh set, you know, those design, the idea sets, they've been a really cool theme as well. Majoritively, they've been met with some pretty good feedback. So yeah, it's gone pretty good. Yeah, sort of like I'd say you'd have to sort of take away from the goodness and the best possible look of something to keep within a budget, you know, because not everyone has the money to, and I know that it's an expensive hobby off the bat anyway, but not everyone has the money to go out and spend $300, $400, $500 every time a new set comes out because they want the best model of what it could be, you know. It'd be quite cool to have, like, here's the basic, and you get like an expansion pack maybe or something like that, and you can build your model into something greater. So the people on a budget could, you know, get a really cool set. It's still good in its own right. And then if you want that finer detail, here you go, you know, spend an extra $75, $100 or something like that, and you get those extra parts, and it just shows you how to make those alterations to make it that super cool wicked model, you know. I don't know, just Tony's thoughts for the day. Yeah, they definitely do a very good job. Seems like it's going better than ever, just here in New Zealand. And I mean, pivoting through a pandemic definitely wouldn't be an easy task. So from what I see, they've done a pretty good job. That's not what I want. That's what I want. Yeah, I even quite like some of these flower designs that they've created. Um, I'm not a very big flower person when it comes to buying that sort of thing, but Lego flowers, well, they're forever, you know. So it'd be pretty cool to get one of those sets and buy one of them and build that up, because that's a set that's going to last forever. I think that those sets are quite cool, and there's two or three of them I think that are really nice looking. Some out of their ideas that come flying out, and it's like, where'd you come up with that one? But yeah, no, they're really cool. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's good to have a challenge. If you got told, I mean, at the end of the day as well, if you got told to go, here you go, don't worry about a budget, go away and do the best design you can of this, that'd be a good starting point. And then possibly work down to a budget from there, seeing what you can alter and change to make things cheaper. That'd sort of be my process and how I'd work out backwards calculating how they get the results they do. Um, because an idea has to start somewhere, and in order to fully get an idea, you'd probably have to just go nuts with it and see where exactly you end up, and then go, okay, well, this is what a best case scenario would sort of look like, and then you'd work backwards to bring it under that budget. Be pretty cool to talk to some of those people though, to see, you know, what is involved in that sort of thing, and get a good understanding. Oh man, it's roasting in here. Who needs the gym when you're just sweating it up? Yeah, where was I? Well, that's right, need another piece. That'd be pretty cool. There's all sorts of things that get built out of it, eh? One thing I want to look at again is the Lego house that the guy from Top Gear did. I've still yet to watch that documentary again. I watched it years ago, but not when I was as into Lego as I am now. So um, it'd be cool to take what I know now into the thoughts of how they came about those bits and pieces. yeah, it's always interesting seeing what other people do with what they have, and what designs can look quite cool. Obviously, the really cool ones probably come in at very hefty prices. Very cool. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's I guess it's one of those, but just one of those things that if you are that interested in it and you care that much about it, um, it is going to cost you a bomb. I find also on the flip side of that, Lego can be a very good investment. Um, some of the when people are purchasing a Bricklink and stuff like that, um, often the resale on Lego is quite a bit more um, for your parts than it costs for the set. 2.5 to 3 times more, some of them. So when you can get good prices on things, it can definitely be worthwhile. Um, and in a hobbyist sort of way, if you were to end up finishing up what you do, I mean, does anyone really ever finish doing Lego? But if you were to finish up what you're doing, or if you were to help fund your newer projects by selling some of your older projects, then you'd also create some more space. Lego tends to hold its value quite nicely. Not every set's worth great amounts, but if you look after it, you can get quite a bit back, especially if you've held on to it for 3, 4, 5 years for your builds. So yeah, it can hold its value quite nicely, and people in the community are still quite prepared to pay good money, or at least over here, good money for those sorts of things. So in that sense, can be expensive, but it can also be something that you could put aside and still gain some value out of. Like this here, we picked this up for $600 off Facebook Marketplace. Some of it was still in new bags. The guy gave up. He left it at home, and his mother decided, well, it's sitting here. I don't really want it sitting here. What do you want me to do with it? And he said, well, you can sell it. We picked it up for an absolute steal. Um, it's worth. We could have flipped it for double same day we bought it. That's how much it's worth. But we decided, well, we'll build it, and it'll be the start of our little collection that we're going to start getting together. So, um, but yeah, there's a lot of value in some of the stuff, especially if you can get those good deals and you know what you're looking at. A lot of people, some of them don't know what they're looking at, but yeah, some people do, and they can get quite a bit out of it. Yeah, yeah, that detail can add sort of quite a bit sometimes. Well, where did those two parts go? Oh, I've eaten some of the Lego. Where is it? I had it right in front of me. Uh-oh. Got those. I got those. There's no way I lost it. Someone's going to have to call the search party out. Oh, there's one. Yep, no, it's still in here. Two. There we go. Don't worry, guys. I found them all. Yeah, that's how I feel as well. It's very highly priced, but the detail, it's second to none. It'd be cool to see how some fans take that design and go and run with it as well, and make it just that little bit better. I've seen some really unique Star Wars designs and fan-built Star Wars designs, and they're just out the gate. But in terms of just a set that's already built, it's wicked. It's a really cool design. We're going to be looking at getting one of those, and probably putting it into our collection, and probably doing something similar like a live stream or something. Yeah, they'll motorize it. That'll be something that someone does. It'll be crazy, and it'll be so cool. You can get. It's interesting to see the lengths you can go to with that sort of thing, and how far people take things. I quite like some of the you got the Harry Potter castle sets, and just modulars in general. How people have built lights and stuff, custom lights to go inside them, and just really add some real cool detail to that sort of thing. So it brings it to life. It just doesn't. It's not your typical set anymore that you can buy off the shelf. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's interesting to see how far people take things like that, and how real that you can get it looking. You don't always have to like the theme as well to appreciate and respect just how far someone's gone into making it seem as real as it is. Um, so these, I think, are going on the sides of the Falcon. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not exactly a small build, and it's got big clunky legs, but yeah, I think I always feel like that just adds to the challenge. People will make the impossible a reality. Maybe they'll slightly make those legs um, slightly lighter, just to make that work, or maybe they'll add some really hefty motorized parts to just cope with the amount of weight behind it. But yeah, no, it's always interesting to see the thoughts and other people's ideas. Like I say, lots of brains in an idea and lots of different approaches can always be a good thing. It can be a bad thing sometimes, but it can be a real cool thing to see all the different designs that people come up with, and then you might be able to go, oh, okay, well, that person's done this and that person's done that. I'm going to combine the two and make it really work. So eventually someone will get somewhere, and it'll look really cool. One of the funny things I thought was you get cars often where they're left-hand drive, and here in New Zealand we don't do left-hand drive. We're right-hand drivers typically, unless it's an American-made car. So some of these people that build some of the vehicles, they change the side of where you're driving just to coincide with the fact that it's more realistic for in this country for it to be a right-hand drive, which I found at first I thought it was funny, but I thought no, that's probably pretty realistic with how it goes. So But yeah. Didn't even really think about stuff like that. But it's interesting always seeing other people's thoughts. And I thought once, because someone put it up on a Facebook post, and I thought, oh yeah, I mean, it's not an out the gate idea, but yeah, it was after getting a good response from it all. You know, it's not an unheard of thing. Other people did it too, and it was like, oh, maybe I'm the funny one. Oh, there goes the car. Alrighty, now we're finally putting these on. Oh, so I've got two of these. What I might do actually. Yeah, no, that'd be a good, interesting way to do it. I mean, we were dealing with you know, the different ways of parting out. Well, being a bricklink store, we get uh often we can be oh, I don't know what's going on with my phone here. Come on. Often we can be getting 5 to 10 of the same set. So that'd be one of those things that's like, oh yeah, you know, it would be a second thought, you know, if you're putting something together like that, it's like, oh, we'll just buy, you know, 10 of those. All right, so I'm going to put this. Oh, it looks like it just goes there. Yep, that's cool. And I don't think there's a wrong way to put these up. They look very symmetrical. And on they go. Just adding more detail. All right, so that's those on. Next. Yeah, when you can get a good sale, that makes it all the more worthwhile. I remember there was a set, a Star Wars set. It was one with, it was a pilot, and it was also, it was quite a small set, no more than sort of $20, $30. But it had a pilot, and it also had a Tusken Raider, and I bought 20 of them. I was put straight down for 20. I thought, oh, stuff it, you know, I'll get that. And someone, when I parted them all out and I put them into the store, someone actually purchased all 20 of the Tusken Raiders. So I was like, well, that was well worth it because I sold them. I sold them within a couple of weeks. But because I just had the sheer volume to do whatever someone else wanted to do, it was a fairly good purchase. That one goes in there. So what's that doing? Oh, great. I'm on the other side. It's always funny trying to work out the different angles when the book's in reverse. So it's to that, it would be, that's going away from it. So I'll go there. Yep. Yeah. Oh, the amount of detail in the Millennium Falcon is out the gate. Like I say, I built a Falcon. Was it a Falcon? Yeah, it was. It was a Millennium Falcon, and it was a lot smaller. I can't remember how much the parts were. I think it was about 1,700. The set only cost me $100. I ended up reselling it for 200. But I bought it. It was in fairly new condition. It has nothing on this. Like it's what this has is crazy. Like this is 5-6 times the size in terms of parts, and you get that in it. Like I was sitting there going, before I even looked at building all of this, I was like, how has it got 7,500 parts? No, it certainly does, and it's all detail in there. Like a number of it is just those small little parts that add for the value of the detail. Yeah, I love those promo giveaways. We actually got a few. Have I done this right? A few of they have these. How do I explain them? Sort of like, I believe it's a Toys R Us sort of giveaway, and for some reason they've released them in New Zealand. And they're quite cool. I've got a Hansel and Gretel house. I've got a few of those. So we're probably going to give them away to our customers in some sort of promotion, because they didn't cost us anything, but it was just added value into making us purchase more stuff. But yeah, the promos can be a real cool one, especially when you didn't intend to get it and you get it, get a few of them. There we go. I think we're back on track there. Got a big piece there. Yeah, yeah. No, fully agree there. Concentration is real on this one. But hey, it makes you lose your focus a little bit, I think. do this the old-fashioned way and grab all the pieces. One of those, one of those, 3 of those, a couple of those, one of those, got one of those, had one of those, put that on already, and 2 of those. Yeah, we actually got quite a few of the Super Mario sets. We haven't seen too much in the way of sales and sell through for some of the parts, as I would have thought, because they're very unique, some of those parts. But I think it's one of those lots that probably in time we will see those, because I don't see many other sets coming out with some of those parts. They're just so unique to what that is, which is cool. Be interesting to see how they go in future. I often find with some of the particular pieces like that, they'll sit around for a little bit and then they'll start to really sell, and it'll be like, oh, cool. You know, you've got to have a little bit of patience with those sorts of things, but they do sell because they are so unique. Yeah, love the colors out of those things too, which was it was actually quite good because we got a lot of them on clearance. People didn't really want them, which was crazy. But we got a few of them on clearance based on that, and there's some actually some pretty good parts in there. Nice coloring, great design. The Super Mario sold really quickly. The actual Super Mario ones, because they were electronic, which I thought was a cool feature as well. I personally wanted to use one and get it all together and actually use one to see what the noises and stuff made. I decided I'd just Google it, because then I didn't have to open up one myself. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I fully agree with you. That was one of the things that I found a little bit odd with the Super Mario stuff, and why I actually thought it didn't do too greatly was just based on the fact that, oh yay, I get to do my first sticker part in this one. Um, was was because it was such a large minifigure, and if they are going to be releasing the like a minifigure sized Super Mario, oh, that's gonna be cool. I'd love to get some of those. That's where I think it sort of faltered a bit because it appeals to one demographic, and that's people that like Lego and like Super Mario. Whereas if you were to go and put Super Mario into the Lego platform rather than making them really big and having all the other bits and pieces, um, I think that they'd have a better sell through rate and stuff like that, and it would actually work better. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah, yeah, and that might work quite well as well. You know, you save the best till last type thing, and then all of a sudden you find that you've got enough people on board to sell some of that other stuff that was first introduced as well, because they've got some of the Mario stuff. So it might be a double whammy there. They might it might work out exactly how that predicts. So it'll be pretty cool. All right, so I've got that piece. All the pieces are wearing a bit thin here. Means we're coming close to the end of this bag. I think I'm going to wrap it up at the end of this bag, and head off for my workout, and then come back and finish this after dinner. I think because I really want to finish it today. Oh, where's that sticker piece? Actually, I really want to still finish it today, and we've made such good progress. All right, so this piece here. Awoken, bro, go to bed. I don't care if you live in a different place, just go to bed. It's 34 past 4. It's the afternoon. So nah, just go to bed. All right, so that came on nicely. Yeah, the Zelda ones will be pretty cool. Yeah, there's a few Nintendo type things that'll be pretty cool to see come out. Oh, I see. I'll put that one there. What time's training with Tez? Tez's training is I get there about 5:50, so still got over an hour to go, but I still got to finish off this bag and then get my gears on and still got to drive there. So and it's a good stopping point too. I don't really want to start a bag and be midway through a bag and then have to stop. But plus side is we have bag 16 and 17 behind me. This is bag 15, and I'll have done 15, so it'll be good. Only a couple of bags. I have some dinner, refresh myself, and it'll be good to gun down those last two bags tonight on another final stream and still have rounded out and got. We started at bag, I think it was the end of bag 10 we started at today, so it's still been a pretty good, productive day overall once we're all said and done, and I think that's where I want to leave it and finish it off today. So I'll be definitely looking to jump back on and get that done. Like I said, I'll probably be after some dinner, get some energy back from having a workout, because no doubt Tez will work me ragged. Well, actually, I'm pretty lazy, to be honest. I could definitely do better. Are you in Australia or NZ? I'm based in NZ. We often get mistaken for Australians, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm based in NZ. Fan Zelda builds are great. Lego, we'll throw some heat on those sets. We should get some. Yeah, yeah. No, that would be some really cool stuff. It's like everything, they come out with some people come out with some really cool designs and stuff like that. And that's how it all starts, the talk about a fan built set, the Friends set came out, it's like, the TV show Friends. It started with an idea and people built a couple of mocks and all of a sudden they're going to build one. That's how every good idea starts. Like I say, there's so many brains to work at an idea, and if you have enough people going, make this, of course, public demand, they'll go and make it. So, yeah, it'd be cool to get something like that as a follow up, and have it as a not necessarily just a Super Mario theme, but possibly like a Nintendo theme, and have a few of those sorts of things, or a gaming console theme, like there'd be some pretty cool designs to come out of that. Obviously, there'd be the licensing would be hoop to jump through, because I'm sure that some video games would like to take their cut. If you were to go Lego, talk about Nintendo, Pokemon, another big one. I'm sure that would appeal greatly to a large amount of people. Kids toy. It'd be such a cool collaboration. There's so many different ones anyway. But like I say as well, there's probably Pokemon stuff. You'll see some mocks out there as well on that sort of thing. I'm used to New Zealand, New York accents, different accent. Yeah, there's a big rivalry there. Boston, New York. Yep. Because I used to watch quite a bit of sport, and yeah, no, you definitely want to take the two. And yeah, sometimes because I've spoken to a few different American people, online gaming and stuff like that, and yeah, the accents can be very different. It's not all the same sort of accent across the board. But yeah, I know for one thing, when you're in New Zealand, you don't want to be mistaken for an Australian, but it's something that happens quite often, as New Zealanders and Australians get mistaken with their accents. If you're outside, we can tell them apart quite easily because we're from here. All right, so that piece there is going in, and it is going over. Oh, I want to say here. Yep. What's up? Yeah, I'm going to finish this bag and then I'm going to stop for now. I've got 2 more bags after that. Yep. Cool.
Do you need a drink?
Nah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, it's always funny seeing how an accent actually comes about, like people talking differently. England's another one where they've got, they're a small country and they've got a number of different areas, but for some weird, odd reason, you can get about 5 or 6 different, and it's probably more than that, different accents depending on the area you're in. For some reason, they talk differently. And so, how did that come about? What happened? How did we get here? Maybe some of them haven't got enough street cred to talk certain ways. I don't know. Yeah, she always checks on me. She always makes sure I'm doing all right. Yeah, she's had a relatively chill day, I think. Just she's done a little bit of sorting in the lounge while I've tried to knuckle this one on the head, because obviously two people can't build this. It takes away, firstly, the fun of it all, and secondly, I think two people in the kitchen trying to cook it just make for a giant mess, I think. So I drew the short straw and I'm building the Falcon. No, I've actually really loved it, and I look to be, using this as a starting point, and creating a backdrop for, obviously the backdrop right now is all the drawers, but I'll be looking to create a bit of a backdrop in terms of sets that I want, and just really cool sets as well, in the background, for a backdrop for YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, it's a funny one, eh? How it all gets around and fuses in with other things, and all of a sudden you've got this, huge differences in bits and pieces. One thing that's going to be interesting, I've nearly finished this stuff, but I'll pull it up, is opening this piece here. Now this piece here is brand new right now, and it sells for $135. It's in its packaging. I could sell it for that. Instantly when I open it, I don't get, it drops in value. So I have to open it because obviously it's one of the new pieces for the set. But yes, it's going to be one of those things that's like, well, just lost a bit of money. Oh, all right, these are a touch over. But wait, there's more. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It might be easy to start again with this little piece. See the Jamaican New York speakers. Oh, that'd be an interesting combo. It's always funny imitating accents too. Not to poke fun at people, but it's always, you can get some of those people that are pretty good at imitating different accents, and them being obviously not from some of those areas. It makes it for a good laugh. All right, attempt number 2 at this piece. Lost focus there for a second, I think. You do a great Stu Griffin. Yeah, I love doing different voices. It's something that probably I need a glass of water for to attempt it. Yeah, it's always a funny one. Some people find the humor there. All right, so that's like that, and I'm going there, there, there. And I'll pop that there. The biggest thing for me with those sorts of things as well is I think if you really like doing that sort of thing, like I don't think there's anything I wouldn't give a try, to see if I could crack it. All right, so where's this one go? Ta-da! All right, we're back on the way. Yeah, I've always wanted to go over to America to try different things. I myself, I like basketball. I support the LA Clippers. Don't abuse me for it. But yeah, no, I've liked a few different sports for a while now, and I have an odd, throughout the airpod, an odd amount of pieces left over, and I'm unsure why. And something's just not adding up. And I think I know what it is. Apparently I'm done, but I have a number of pieces right in front of me to say that I'm not done. And I've just figured out what I've missed. Old Tony skipped a step, trying to finish it faster than normal. Oh yeah, I've always wanted like a lizard. That'd be wicked as. Yeah, I don't think we can. There's much room for those sorts of things in New Zealand. But yeah, no, that'd be so cool. Yeah, the Clippers. Yeah, well, we're in the same boat, mate. I hate the Lakers. Hate the Lakers. The Lakers, 90s Lakers were cool. The 2000 early 2000s Lakers were cool, but no, I don't like the Lakers. There we go. That looks a lot better. I love it. Yeah, Marama, the Spurs, eh? How they doing? We just beat them yesterday, eh? We beat them pretty good too. It wasn't a small margin. I think we won by about 12, 13 points. I didn't actually watch the game, to be honest. All right, so I'm guessing, now that I've fixed that, this part here slots in. Yep, I was exactly right. It slots in here. Boom. All right, so that rounds up this this session. I only have bags 16 and 17 to go, so I'll be hopping on. It'll probably take me an hour and a half, 2 hours probably, I'd imagine, to finish up the build tonight. Probably be jumping back on, I'd like to say in about 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that, or 2 hours 40 minutes type thing. So if you're still around, feel free to jump on in again and have a conversation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later on. Cheers.